I met Keanu Reeves and he gave me an OCD. That's right, an obsessive compulsive disorder. It's true. It's really true. Welcome to Talk Story. Would you like to know more? Aloha, brother. Aloha, sister. Welcome to Talk Story. I'm Matthew Salanoa, filmmaker of over 17 years. And on this podcast, I like to tell stories. And you can tell me what you think in the comments. Keep it respectful, of course. So, yes, I met Keanu Reeves once, and he gave me an OCD. That sounds bad. That sounds like he gave me an STD, but that would require. That's not appropriate considering the story that I have to tell. Actually, my story is far more innocent than it sounds because, man, I made it sound bad. But it's true. It's true. And it's not his fault. It's not his fault at all that I developed an OCD after meeting him. It's entirely my fault. So here we go. I was a little lad in San Francisco, California, and my mother worked at I'll just say it was a bike shop. She worked in a bike shop, and Keanu Reeves was making a movie, and he decided to buy a motorcycle. And she asked him to, meet me because I was a fan. I was a fan of The Matrix, Speed. I grew up on Keanu Reeves movies. And at the time, he was my favorite actor. So, I'm just imagine me, a plump little 10-year-old Samoan Hawaiian kid wearing a thick gray Power Rangers sweater. And I'm just sitting in my mom's office after school, waiting for her to be done with work so we can go home. And literally, I think it's like she's already 10 minutes or so. She's very close to being out of there. But all of a sudden, she comes up to me, and I'm just messing around on the computer, probably looking at Inspector Gadget, on the internet, back when it took, 15 minutes for a website to load. And she just says, "Hey, Matt, you want to meet Keanu Reeves?" I was like, "What?" "Yeah, Keanu Reeves is outside. You want to meet him?" And I go, "Okay." So, I just follow her outside, and there he is standing on the sidewalk, and he's very tall, and there's Keanu Reeves, and he sees me, and I can, even at 10 years old, I can kind of tell he kind of wants to leave. But, my mom was probably very sweet and like, "My son's a big fan of yours." And so he's being nice and just waiting. And so I shake his hand, right hand to right hand. It's a good firm grip. And I say, "Hi, Keanu Reeves. You're my favorite actor. The Matrix is my favorite movie." And he goes, "Thanks." And I can't remember if more is said after that, but basically, yeah, he says thanks, and then he gets on his motorcycle and rides away. And I look at my hand. This hand has shaken the hand of Keanu Reeves. I felt the power of the one. And he's not just the one. He is not just the one from The Matrix. Remember, he's also the one from Little Buddha, from Bill and Ted, from Johnny Mnemonic, from The Devil's Advocate, which I hadn't even seen yet. So he's the one in a lot of different strata. So my hand has shaken the hand of Bill. Or is it Ted? Shit, I forget. I always forget which one's which. Either way, no, it's Ted. My hands have shaken the hand of Ted, but most importantly at this time, the one. I've shaken the hand of the one. But there was one problem. You see, this whole time that I met him, he was wearing a motorcycle helmet. So when I said hello, it was hello. You're my favorite actor, and The Matrix is my favorite movie. Thanks. So, to this day, I've always deep down wondered, was that really Keanu Reeves? Was it? And, my mom was like, yes, yes, it's Keanu Reeves. Okay. I had to help him sign his paperwork. It's him. I saw his ID. That's Keanu Reeves. And I was like, oh, okay. I believe you. And then, okay, so here's the part where Keanu Reeves inadvertently, see, I was misleading. He inadvertently gave me an OCD because the rest of that day, I was looking at this hand going, this hand has been touched by a god. It has been touched by the one who can change the matrix as he sees fit, the one who saves the world with his music. And for all I know, that's what he's doing with Dogstar right now. I don't listen to the music, but I'm certain he could be doing that. And the whole day, I can't stop looking at my hand. And I try not to touch things with my right hand for the whole rest of the day. And then that night, my mom makes a really good home cooked meal of a cheeseburger and fries. And I'm enjoying my meal. And then all of a sudden, I realize, wait, this burger is pretty big. I need both hands. And so I'm eating the cheeseburger, and suddenly, just a little bit of grease and ketchup gets on my hand. I'm like, oh no, no. The hand that touched the one, that shook the one's hand, has been sullied. It has been sullied. From then on, I no longer touched bare food with this hand, only utensils. And this hand became what I ate sandwiches with. If there's a food that required contact, it was the left hand. And the right hand that would potentially shake the hands of famous people and celebrities and gods such as Keanu Reeves. This hand would forever be the cleaner hand so that I would never have this shame again. I wash this hand all the time now. I wash it all the time. I wash both these hands. These hands are the cleanest things on my body at all times of the day. I got OCD, man. I just go through soap so much now. So much just to keep this hand clean. In case it meets another celebrity. Maybe Emma Watson next. Wouldn't that be so cool? Hi, Hermione. Never wash it again. And that's how Keanu Reeves gave me an OCD. So, yeah, not that bad, right? It's not Keanu's fault. I touched the burger. I ate the burger with my right hand. And so, Keanu Reeves, I have to wash you off of my hand. And actually, now that I say that, that's kind of creepy. Good thing I was 10 years old, because it does sound like a silly 10-year-old thing to think. But that's my story. That's how Keanu Reeves gave me an OCD. And I don't hold it against him. I did that. That was entirely my fault. I should have developed my OCD before eating the cheeseburger, because this is also a thing I had seen in cartoons when characters would meet famous people and then they're like, this is the hand that shook the hand of a famous person. And I think there was some cartoon where they literally like put their hand in a bubble of some kind so that they didn't touch anything because they just wanted to treasure that moment. I'm certain I've seen a cartoon of some kind where that happened because the idea had to come from somewhere. But anyway, that's my little story. It's just a little one for today. How meeting Keanu Reeves gave me an OCD. And I'm not mad at Keanu. It's again not his fault, and I'm still a fan. Obviously, John Wick kicks ass, and yeah. So that's my story. Welcome to Talk Story. Sorry, Keanu Reeves is never gonna want to meet me again. Now he's like, oh, it's you. I'm now the bane of Baba Yaga. I'm sorry, Baba Yaga. I'm sorry. Hopefully, I'll see you next time. Aloha.